Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the global stage right here at Switch 2025. Have we had our lunch yet? Have we had lunch yet? Not yet. Coffee, at least. A little bit of coffee. So far, so good. All right. We are having a lot of great market access sessions over here for the next few days right here at this stage. This stage is about connecting innovators, businesses from around the globe. Let's talk about investment and finding key investments. Now, sometimes we look right in our own backyard. We look right in our home country. But there are companies out there in other parts of the world that are looking to invest in innovators. And that's what we're here to discuss today, Eureka from Europe. They have invested in over 47 countries, helping small innovators be successful. And that's why today's session is called How International Collaboration Changes the Fortune of Small Innovative Company Enterprises. So without further ado, please welcome our keynote speaker for this afternoon. Please welcome Jorge Liz, Operations Manager of Global Cooperation and Corporate Activities at the Eureka Network, to the stage. Jorge.
Hello. Yes. So good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. First of all, I would like to say a word of thank you to Enterprise Singapore, our hosts, and the organizers of this amazing event, now celebrating 10 years. Also to the three panelists that will be joining us later from beneficiaries, successful beneficiaries from Eureka Eurostars, and that have agreed to share with us their experience. And also to point out our delegation, 31 Eureka startups that you can meet at our stand K11. Well, please come and talk to them. Now, picture this. You're sitting at home, maybe watching a movie, maybe walking in the gardens by the bay, and suddenly an idea hits you, that magical Eureka moment, the spark. We probably all had it at some point in our lives. That whisper of possibility, I find something that could change everything. That word Eureka literally means exactly that. I found it. And it's what Archimedes, as you may know, shouted out over 2,000 years ago after making a world-changing discovery. In Eureka, we have been shouting Eureka for 40 years now. And it's that same spirit that still drives innovation today. But the truth is, a spark on its own burns out very quickly. And to become something real, you need fuel, you need structure, and a network around it. Sorry. Now I moved. Okay, sorry. So in 1985, 18 countries came together with this bold idea to pull up resources and create a network. This idea is the Eureka Network. And 40 years on, Eureka is not just European, it's a global network with 47 countries, over 5 continents, with tens of billions of euros invested over more than 6,700 projects. What about the impact? Okay. What about the impact? Chances are that you have felt Eureka and the results from Eureka. We all used 4G or 5G in our phones. Well, that's coming from Eureka projects. You probably swiped for sure an ID card or your passport. There's a chip inside of it, and that is a result of Eureka also. You watched a movie with very nice special effects. That's also Eureka. You might not have heard of Eureka, but you have somehow experienced Eureka, and it has helped you shape your life. But let's pause there, because having an idea, it's easy. Turning it into reality is the hard part. And if you think about your own projects, how many ideas have you probably had that never actually made it past the notebook, the meeting room, or the maybe tomorrow folder? Because a spark, an idea, needs things to grow. It needs persistence. It needs someone who is willing to keep pushing to get it when it gets tough. It needs collaboration. You need partners, partners that help bring different perspectives, different skills, and support, including funding, but also mentorship, networking, encouragement. And this is what we do in Eureka. So we bring this support to help you put together your ideas with partners and collaborate. Um, that's one of the core principles of Eureka, is that innovation doesn't happen in isolation. We fund projects only when there is international cooperation. And this means that a company from Singapore can partner with partners from Netherlands, from Lithuania, from Norway, from Portugal, but also from Canada, from South Korea, South Africa, Brazil, or even Japan, we have currently a call open with. And suddenly, the whole world can open up to you. And there is an ancient African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you should go together. And this is the concept behind Eureka. And we have been putting it together through thousands of projects. Behind every project we support, there is a story, there's a founder with a dream, a researcher looking for a solution. And when they succeed, these sparks become flames. And it's not just their own company that wins, it's all of us making us work in a smarter, more connected world. And this is the magic and the power of collaboration. So the message here today is don't let your spark burn out. Don't keep it hidden. Please collaborate, help it grow, and count on Eureka to help you give this support. So my name is George Lees, and I'm working at the Eureka Secretariat. And now we will move to the panel with our three guest speakers that will share with us their experiences working with Eureka and one of our support programs, Eurostars. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. You can kindly stay on stage with us to moderate this panel, George.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd like to invite up the panel on stage. Dr. Ayula Brimo, CEO of Cycler Technologies AS, Dr. Monica Paul, CEO of Kazyme, and Dr. Valor Pop, CEO of LifeSense Group, to the stage for the panel discussion. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Working? Yes. Okay. Hello again. Once again, thank you very much for having accepted to join us in this panel. I have three questions to ask you regarding your experience in Eureka and specifically in Eurostars through our projects. So start straight away. Could you tell us what successes your company has been able to achieve through Eurostars, through Eureka and Eurostars, that maybe would not have been possible without participating in this program and with the help of Eureka? Ayula, I start with you, then move on. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jörg. I would say as a startup, just to give a brief introduction, at Cycled we're in the Series A, and as everybody know, in the startup life, it's very, very difficult to go into research and development because it takes time and it costs money, and which is kind of like the antithesis of what you want to do in a startup: go really fast. But with the help of Eureka, we've been able to actually collaborate with the leading lab in TU Delft that was building a technology which is basically very applicable to ours. So we had a team of professors and postdocs building technology for us. I would say without actually having Eureka on board, that would have been almost impossible because we were not in the stage to actually be able to kind of fund those kind of projects. Today, that project ended, I think, last year, and I would say that has been kind of like our main product that has taken us now to Series A. So I would say without actually having Eureka on board, we wouldn't be able to bring in the university to be the expertise and also have the product that is kind of moving us forward today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Monica?
Well, I think for our company, the possibility to collaborate under Eureka and the Eurostars program actually allowed to build very strong both academic but also business collaborations because we have experienced through already a couple of projects. So one allowed us to partner with another company in Spain to advance not only our technology but also the therapeutic pipeline, first of all for our partners, but later for us as well. And our other experience within Eureka actually opened us the Asian market because we collaborate with South Korea in completely different of business which related to diagnostics. So us, Eureka actually allowed to open not only collaborations but completely new business lines.
Thank you very much. So materializing the idea, having access to funding, collaborating, new markets, Valor?
Yes, so LifeSense Group is a woman health company based in the Netherlands, and through Eurostars and Eureka, it really allows us to bring an idea from a lab stage and then through innovation across the borders, collaborate with different companies to bring that idea almost to a market product. I say almost because we still have 1 year to go in the project. So, we are collaborating with companies from Austria, from Belgium, especially on the biosensing technology to enable early diagnostic of anemia and thrombosis, which are some of the challenging in women health. So next to bringing the idea from lab to almost market and go through all the stages, of course, funding is very important. And then on top of that, this cross collaboration with R&D institutes, which can also get funding through Eureka, and having access to the labs facilities, to the R&D facilities, and combining that with our own, let's say, market know-how. We are in 80 countries already active, and bringing our innovations, putting everything together, making the right recipe to empower the life of tens of millions of women around the world.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think what you've just said links very well with the second question, which is connected to specific challenges that maybe through Eurostars we've managed to help you overcome. What kind of challenges these were? You were mentioning access to funding, financial support, technical, strategic. Monica, would you like to pick up on that?
Absolutely. So I would say, first of all, financial part absolutely plays a key role. But when I say financial part, it's not only the amount of money, it's more like sign of credibility for potential investors and partners, because if already Eureka believes in this project, well, it is a sign of credibility that these companies or these institutions will actually deliver on what they kind of planned, and there is an actual business model behind this. Maybe at the very beginning of the project, still, let's say not very early, but still not fully developed idea. So I would say this credibility plus financial support, of course, is really the first motivation, but at the same time, also when you engage into Eureka projects, you have to have, not only technical plan, you have to have the business plan, you have to have all the KPIs you have to achieve. And I think for especially younger, smaller companies, that's very crucial thing to be successful, because you have to actually deliver. And I think that also plays a critically important role.
Thank you. So it's the importance of having a good layout for your project, the good planning together with your partners. Ayola, for you, what the main challenges that you had that you felt perhaps Eurostars helped you together with your partners to overcome?
Yeah, I think first things first, as was mentioned, the financial aspect. I also really agree that also the validation aspect was strong, because even when you have a Eureka project, you have to have a matching investment. So being able to actually validate this from Eureka made it easier for us to bring in investors that would then support that. There's also the aspect of, I would say, planning. In these days and age, people always say, you don't really need to write a full-fledged business plan and all, and they just want to see a pitch deck. But when you're going through the Eureka project, you have to actually lay everything out. Basically from lab to kitchen, from lab to the market. And that actually really helped us, because doing it from the beginning, although the plan you don't follow to the dot, but it helps you to kind of go through the whole planning and going step by step, and then understanding, documenting where you have to have diversions. I would say that was actually something we would not have done otherwise, but having to do that actually really helped us looking back.
Thank you. Valor, back to you. Can you share with us what were the main challenges that you faced that?
Yes, so we had three main challenges. So one was on the technology strategy. So collaborating with strong institutes, we were able to create much more accurate sensing. They have invested already more than 20 million euro to create that biosensor. So, and to bring it again through the lab, through the validation. When you develop early technology, that's all about risk. So to have early technology, which has a high risk, bring it through all the stages, through lab, validation, and then almost to the market, while keeping the user needs in the mind, starting with that, that was very, very important. So that's number one, strategical technology collaboration. Then is the cross innovation. So practically, and the credibility which you have. So the cross innovation, what I mean is that you have again access to collaborate with top-notch research institutes from 47 countries in order to bring this innovation to reality. Again, starting with the user needs in mind. And the third is the funding. So I always leave the funding at the end, but for a company, when you go from a TRL, technology readiness level 2, 3, and then you want to bring something on the market, you have at one moment a stage in which I call it, you are in a desert. So you have the early investors and you have the late investors. And then you have a gap in between these two. And what Eureka really helped is to fill in this gap, this strategical investment gap, and bring credibility back, because you went through these stages, you are almost on the clinical stage validation, and now you can go back to the Series B, Series C, IPO, whatever your dreams as an entrepreneur are, and then really go beyond this desert stage and show the results, show that you can empower the life of millions of women, get more money, bring it on the global market. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very interesting that you mentioned that Eureka has actually helped you fill in this gap towards finding the investors. You mentioned this, Ayola, as well. because we know that normally funding bodies, they are limited how far they can go in terms of support due to, in Europe especially, due to competition rules. There's so far we can go, but then that we are actually helping you bridge this gap towards the next stage of investment and bringing to market. That is precisely where Eureka wants to be. It's on the go-to-market part, so close-to-market, market-driven projects. This, I think, leads well to this last question, which is why you would recommend Eureka, Eurostars to another company. So what made you, would you repeat it? And why would you recommend us to another partner, to another company? I can start with you, Ayola.
No, so to answer your question, would I repeat it? I think we already repeating it. We had finished a project and started another project. So for ourselves, we would definitely then say if we're doing it, it's very clear. You know, we really believe that first from a financial perspective, I don't think there's any other institution or any other mechanism that can match this in Europe. Or I think even now we've been spreading into Asia and some African countries. Then from a collaborative perspective, I think one of the very, very, very strong points for us was being able to collaborate and get that collaboration funded with top universities within Europe. Without a doubt, that has actually taken us, from step A to, I would say, almost step Z, that gave us the major leap. So if you're doing something that's really high in tech and needs a lot of, expertise, especially in your early stage as a startup, this is, I would say, a no-brainer because first, hiring or kind of getting a team in place to do that locally within your company is really, really expensive. And it's also very difficult to even convince the right expertise to come to your company. So being able to collaborate with the universities that already have this and already have this interest, I think that that was a game changer for us. So if for anything, you have a high-tech idea or a concept that needs to move from the lab to the market, I would say it's a no-brainer for us,
Thank you. Monica, please tell us.
So I would say probably no product can be developed only based on one solution or technology, especially when we talk about innovations. So we need to bundle a couple or even, 10 or even more technologies. So when you are a small company, there is no way how you can have it all. So our company, Cazyme, comes from the CRISPR gene editing field. So we are experts in gene editing. However, if you want to apply gene editing, let's say in the therapeutic space, you need a delivery technology. If you need to apply in some other space, you might need some other modalities and so on. So from this perspective, I would say if you really want to build really good, substantial, successful product, just think about other technologies that actually could make your product way better and really differentiate from the competitors, and look for other companies, not necessarily in Europe, as we know. As you mentioned, Singapore, South Korea, Japan, Canada, and you name it. So definitely you can find a partner there that will make your product, your solution way better, and definitely they can also benefit from that. What is more, and what was mentioned, our experience is also that you can send people to these other companies and institutions. They learn new things. They bring it back. That even expands your business more. So this exchange is very beneficial for the company, but also it's additional motivation for the employees because, well, they broaden their expertise. They have new contacts, new network. So it just makes the whole life much more interesting and enjoyable. So I would say, having this in mind, really, Eureka and especially Eurostars that we were involved in, it's a really amazing program to be involved in.
Thank you, Monica. Dollar, why Eureka? Why Eurostars? What's your view on this?
When I look in this room, I see in your eyes a lot of hard-working entrepreneurs of different ages, young or old. If you have a bold idea, a brilliant technology, but you need money, you need cross-innovation, you need network, and you need credibility, do Eureka. So I will advise going in the details of each of these. Again, funding is very important. Showing credibility to your investors, to your buyers, to your B2B, B2C partners, whatever model you are selecting is very important. And Eureka, it's helping to do that across 47 countries. And maybe next year will be 50. I don't know, the ambitions going to. And Eureka is not only Eurostars, by the way. You have global stars. There is a new call with Japan. 16 countries are involved there. You have Innovate. Many people don't know about that, but that you can go to Australia, you can go to Africa, you can go to much more than that. And Eureka is much more than just grants. We are here with the Investment Readiness Program, which has a fantastic work on business development, allowing us to have B2B meetings to inspire, maybe, I hope, the new generation of entrepreneurs to start or keep going or selling or going to an IPO, whatever your ambitions are. So practically, just to give a summary, I think, of all this, in the case you need the cross-partners collaboration beyond the borders, you need some funding, and you need a credibility towards the medical world or towards the software world or towards your end users. I think Eureka is really, through their international programs, funding, it's really a no-brainer.
You have.
This,
Can I,
of course.
yeah, can I add to that? And also that, just to jump on what Dr. Vela was saying, there is also an aspect of which I find that I think Eureka is also very merit-based in getting the funding. When you're going to get from a VC or any other, I'll say, angel, most of the time I find it's more about just vibes, how they like the founder, how, they are interested in the space or things like that. But Eureka, the application process, you actually do not meet anybody face to face. You just have to actually have everything written and being able to be validated. And then it goes through an extensive review process with a lot of judges. So I find that to be very merit-based. And I think, from the perspective of, I would say, trying to build something, I think if you are, some people would be very, very good technologically, but they're not very good in actually selling or, or pitching or going out there to talk to investors. This is, I would say, a perfect space because you just need to actually know what you're doing and have some merits in what you're doing, as opposed to just, being a good talker or being, good with people, So I think that's also another aspect that needs to be kind of considered.
Monica, would you like to add to?
I can just, help you summarize. Just, check what Eureka is and just try it. I mean, I've been participating in Eureka programs for already 15 years, even before Kazime and with some other companies. And actually, some people are there still working in Eureka. So it's probably not only a great, I'd say, program and initiative, but also really great people, dedicated people that help all the companies to move forward. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Valer, also for mentioning the other programs. We were, of course, focusing here on Eurostars because you are all sharing projects within this program. But it's true, in Eureka, we have many other opportunities that are complementary. And we have open calls. You can apply to Eureka at any stage. You don't have to wait. We have the Eureka Network projects, which are the original Eureka instrument, where you find countries coming together bilaterally, multilaterally, addressing specific challenges. So please do go to the Eureka Network website to find what are those opportunities and apply, because we try to make it as easy as possible for companies to apply to Eureka. And even if you don't succeed at first, you can always reapply and you can get this feedback from the experts that look at your project and help you improve your application. So don't feel demotivated because you didn't succeed immediately, because we have many opportunities that open and reopen. We have this very global outreach approach. As Valer mentioned, we currently have a call open with Japan. We had a close open recently with Taiwan, and we are constantly looking for new countries to collaborate with. This investment readiness program is where we bring our most innovative startups and companies to meet with investors. And I invite everyone to join the investor session we are organizing tomorrow here at the Networking Lounge, where you can also witness this matching with potential investors. I don't know if there are any final words that you would like to give to the audience from my side.
Well, I think what it's like yoga. I think at the end, by doing it 99% of the time, and 1% is the theory, is how you learn. And I think in applying for one of the programs, I think another fantastic thing, the percentage, the rate of the proposals which get approved, it's very high. At least in the Netherlands, I don't know Singapore. Maybe the enterprise Singapore will know better. But in the Netherlands, it's about 38% of the projects which make it in the first 200, which get funding. 38%. That number, it's very high. If you are knowing a little bit about grants, and then you think Eureka, then you think, wow, Eureka, I really found it. And we are very new in Eureka. I don't have, like Monica, so much experience. I think we started about 2 years ago. And I think that was one of the biggest mistakes as entrepreneur, why we haven't started that one earlier. So don't do the same mistake like I did. Thank you.